Hey guys, it's John with True Shot, and we are going to be reviewing the Canik Rival, and we brought in a special guest. Nils, thank you for joining us. Can you give us a little bit of background of who you are and how you work with Canik?
Absolutely. So my name is Nils Jonasson, and I am a professional shooter. And I've been working with Canik Firearms since 2019. And I've been in the competition shooting world since 2002. So this is my 20th year of shooting competition matches. And it's been a long road, but over those years I've amassed about 18 or 19 national championships in IDPA, 3-gun, USPSA, and IPSC. And I have 2 national championships both in IDPA and IPSC as well.
Okay.
So, yeah, I shoot guns for a living.
Wow. And that sounds like an amazing job. And congrats on all your achievements. Tell us, what input did you have on this particular gun?
So I had a lot of input, but a lot of the shooting community had input on this gun as well. So we took not only my input and my comments from a competition shooter's standpoint, as far as trigger and sights and the grip and that kind of thing, but also input that we received from the shooting community. So people that were fans of the Canik firearms, they email and they message Canik and Century Arms and they go, "Hey, this would be cool. Can we try this? Do we want to try that?" And we took a lot of that input in combination with my input, and this is kind of the culmination of all those things.
So what you're saying is Canik is one of the only companies in the industry that kind of listens to their consumer base and build that gun up to what it needs to be.
Absolutely. We think that the main reason that we're in this industry, obviously we want to make money, but we also want to make the guns better every single time. So if it's a current product or if it's a brand new product, we're always figuring out ways to try and make them better, more efficient, more reliable, and we really want to work with our customers because that's who buys it.
So Kurt and I have messed with the SF, we've messed with the Meta, or Mete. Mete.
That is the correct pronunciation. It is Canik Mete for all of you internet people.
Settle this one. You worked with Canik.
Okay.
Is it Canik or Janik?
In the U.S., it's Canik because C sounds like a C in America. But now, so in Turkey, a C does sound like a J. So in Turkey, it would be Janik. But Nils Jonasson in Norway is Nils Jonasson. So figure that one out. But no, we're in America. It's Canik Firearms.
So what comes in this package? Because it looks like there's a lot here that makes this kind of an all-in-one package.
Absolutely. So it comes with 2 18-round magazines. And each of those magazines has an additional aluminum base plate that you can pop on there. And the reason for those base pads are in case you want a little extra clearance on the included aluminum slip-on magwell, you have a little extra, buffer, right? So it's easier to insert full insertion, where your standard base pad is going to be pretty much flat with the bottom of that magwell. The aluminum one is going to give you about, call it 1/8 of an inch protrusion. So it's just an easier way to seat the magazine on there. So it comes with 2 18-round mags, obviously the gun itself. In the kit, it's got the 2 mags, the pistol. The black, so the dark out, or we call it the dark side, the all-black version, has 5 optics plates. So it comes with an adjustable rear sight that corresponds with your fiber optic front, obviously. And then it comes with 4 dedicated optics plates, and those are going to be for all of the common optics on the market, including the extra large, like the SIG Romeo 3 Max and the Seymour RTS2, like the extra size, oversized footprint optics will still fit on this gun. The special thing about the dark side, however, is this comes with a bonus optic plate that co-witnesses with a micro red dot. So this is what this one has on right now, and we've got our Canik 01 with the co-witness rear sight, front sight, and so that is the bonus optic that comes specifically with the dark side, not the regular Canik Gray Rival.
And we do want to make a note that the optic does not come with the gun. The optic was provided to us from Canik for test and evaluation.
Right. So in addition to those optics plates, all the magazines, it also comes with a takedown tool. So this tool includes all of your tools and pins, and you've got different color fiber optic posts. So all of your tools come in this little kit. And the tip of the pistol right here is where you secure your bits, like Torx bits and Allen wrenches and stuff like that. It comes with a cleaning kit, so you've got a push rod for a cleaning rag. You've got your bore brush to clean your barrel and your bore, your chamber out. And then we've got a new takedown tool. And this is actually going to allow you to fully disassemble the pistol just with this tool itself. So another big difference between the Mete frame and now the Rival frame, which incorporates that design, and the original TP9, is this frame has an easy in, easy out push pin disassembly design. And that allows you to take the whole thing apart down to the nubs with just this punch.
And touch on that holster, because I know you had a big input on that holster.
Mm-hmm. So included with the kit, in addition to all this, is a holster. And it's not a cheap holster that you're just going to throw away in your bucket of holsters. We designed this one to be USPSA and IDPA legal. And so the elevation's right, the cutouts, your maximum distance down the gun. So any further down and it wouldn't be legal for, say, IDPA. But we want as much relief cut in the front so you don't have to pull the gun out too far before it'll actually transfer out of the holster. But yeah, no, this holster is really well designed, and I actually used this in the IDPA state championship last weekend. So took this holster out, slapped it on my hip, and won a state championship.
And I did really, when we went out and tested the gun, I used the holster. It is a very nicely designed, well-used holster. On top of that, what can I expect when shooting this gun? I know we really liked it compared to the older models we had with us to test. Mm-hmm. Is this, would you say, out of the box, this is ready to go for USPSA, IDPA, everything?
Absolutely. So USPSA, obviously, you take the magwell off for carry optics and production division. For IDPA, you can put that magwell on because it just has to fit in a box. So as long as the gun's dimensions fit a certain characteristic, that'll be legal. The big difference from a shooter standpoint is going to be your trigger, right? So the original TP9 SFX had a polymer trigger that was curved and had a pretty good take up, but the brake was awesome. It was super fast reset, and it was a very predictable trigger, and people loved that trigger. We took this one step further. So this is the aluminum trigger, similar to our Elite Combat trigger, but this one is set up for a flat 90-degree brake. And it just matches up the geometry of the gun. So when you actually release the trigger, you release that striker, you're pressing straight against the grip, and you're not influencing it any other direction. So it's a really predictable, really shootable trigger on the Rival.
Now, what other kind of features did they add to this over the Mete besides the co-witnesses and everything else? What other features did we see? I see like a fluted barrel, or
yeah. So obviously we have the co-witness ability on this optics plate and the full size optic footprint. So that's something that we wanted for our competition style pistol. Another big difference is going to be these front cocking serrations on the front of the slide. And that just gives you a real easy way to manipulate that slide. So if you're loading or reloading the pistol, it's really easy to get a hold of that. We also cut the barrel down to 5.0 inches rather than 5.2. And the reason for that is in IPSC, production division, and production optics, 5 inches is the maximum barrel length allowed. And the original one was 5.2, so we just cut 0.2 inches off. You're never going to know it's not there. But now it's legal for IPSC as well.
So, out of the box, would you say this is the best production competition gun on the market currently?
I think you can make a really strong argument for that, especially under $1,000. I mean,
right.
MSRP on these things is $679.99. I mean, you can probably pick them up at the gun store for less than that. So, I mean, just the trigger alone is a really strong argument for like a really solid out-of-the-box competition gun, or just a really cool gun to take to the range or the desert and shoot some bullets.
Yeah. Well, do you have anything else you want to add to this on this package, on everything that came into designing this firearm to be what it is?
So like I said, I had a lot of input. We also took as much input from our shooting community as we possibly could. The research and development team in Turkey is exceptionally good. I had the opportunity to travel there like 3 or 4 times the last couple of years, working on this and some other projects we've had going. And the R&D team is pretty incredible. We'll make a design change, and they'll take some notes and they'll take some measurements, and we'll go to lunch. And when we come back from lunch, we'll literally have a prototype in hand, shootable prototype, and go from there. So the R&D team at Canik's facility in Turkey is top notch.
And that being said, you've been to Canik's facility. What do you have? How would you compare Canik's facility in Turkey to a facility here in the U.S.?
So I haven't toured that many facilities in the U.S., but the closest thing I can compare the facility in Turkey to would be like a car manufacturing line.
Yeah.
So it's not just people on the floor running CNC machines. It's also fully automated, like robotic arms, feeding machines. So it's a more autonomous system than I've seen in a lot of companies in the States.
And now we ran it with a couple different loads, 100% reliability in the 500 rounds we put through it. What do you see reliability-wise for this gun and Canik's whole line?
So reliability is number one. I mean, you need a gun that's reliable. After that, you want a gun that's accurate. And then third, you want a gun that's comfortable and easy to shoot. We really think we checked all 3 with this one, but obviously reliability is number one across all of our lines.
And there's no grain weight or specs projectile-wise or ammunition-wise for this to run properly. It'll run with...
There shouldn't be any specific grain weight. I run some reloads that are 124s. I've got some factory 115s that I shot quite a few out of on this one. Sometimes people have issues with really, really light recoiling or light power factor ammunition. But something you have to keep in mind is in Turkey, they're running a lot of NATO spec ammunition. So it's high power, and they're also usually pretty crummy quality primers. So they really need a heavy primer strike and a heavy recoil spring to balance that system out. We have a different spring system for the United States, so it's a little bit lighter because we have good ammunition here, so we don't have to deal with that type of thing. But yeah, reliability is number one.
Overall, if you were to pick this up out of the crowd of all the other competition guns out there, would you say this stands out?
Well, I'm a little biased. Like, I get paid to shoot Caniks, right? But like I said, the trigger out of the box, there's nothing on the market that even comes close. Like, you can spend $2,000 on a production gun, and the trigger on this is still better. So I think you can make an argument for just that.
Okay, perfect. Well, guys, I want to thank Nils for joining us today. I think we touched on every point that we can think of. Is there anything we didn't touch on that you think we should touch on?
I think we've covered pretty much everything on the new Canik Rival. If you haven't checked them out already, Canik USA is the U.S. Division on social media, and then Canik Arms is the Canik social media for the Turkey division. So yeah, check them out on Instagram, Facebook, and yeah, my name's Nils Jonasson with Canik Arms at True Shot Gun Club.
All right, guys, thanks for joining us, and have a great rest of your day.